Welcome to today's video where I'm going to show you what my favorite motovlogging camera is. This is a GoPro 9 to be exact, and this is not my favorite motovlogging camera. Damn it. All right, we're gonna take this outside because it's beautiful. Spring is finally here in the Midwest. I should say that quietly because it's still, what is today? It's still April, it still could snow. So I'm gonna be quiet, but it's beautiful today. Absolutely beautiful. So let's go through, like I said, I'm gonna show you my favorite motovlogging camera. Little secret is I'm also filming this on a new camera, which I will show you at the end, because I've decided to make a big decision when it comes to cameras that I'm using. And the lead into this video gives you a little bit of hint of the direction that I'm going. But let's talk about my favorite. And I've got a couple options here for you. What I got here in my rack pack case on the bike is a couple of different vlogging cameras that you've seen a lot of people use. Obviously you have this one, the Insta360, the little one. Actually, I really like this camera. It's pretty interesting just because it's, you know, this magnet, you can wear it around your neck. I've seen a lot of people use this one. It's pretty cool. This is the Go 2. I think they might have a 3 by now. I just haven't really figured out the best way to use this one, but I really should. I really need to get into that one a little bit more. It has its uses. This is a Pocket 2. They have a Pocket 3 out, and this camera is awesome. I mean, legitimately, the Pocket 3 and the Pocket 2, actually, this one, is really, really good for shooting rolling footage. Like if you're in a group and you're filming other people riding, this camera is really, really nice. It does a really, really good job. It looks beautiful. This is, if you kind of have like one camera to do it all, this is a really good option. You can't go wrong with the Pocket. And then we have the old GoPro. This one's a 9. I think they're up to 13. I just haven't been able to really buy a new one. This one has outlived its life. It now shuts off half the time. If it gets to 30%, it shuts off. If it's under 35 degrees, it shuts off. You know, it had a pretty good life, but, you know, just not doing it anymore. Which brings us to the last camera in the bag. And that's this, the Insta360 X4. I absolutely love this camera. You've seen it in my last couple, well, in a bunch, like since I've ever had one. I have an X3. Actually had an X2 that bit the dust. If you haven't watched the BAMF series, you can go watch that. It's like episode 7 or 8. No, 9 or 10, one of the last ones. The X2, sadly, bit the dust in a large pothole. Thankfully it was recording so you could see its demise. I was also using an X3, and now I've upgraded to the X4. The X4 is an awesome camera. It's the best all-around camera, I think. You can do some kind of motovlogging, you can do POV, you can stick it out to the side. If you're looking for like the best all-around camera, I think this is the one that does it. It just offers, especially if you favor like scenery. All right, when you look at the bike, why I love the Insta360 is it just gives you the most flexibility because it's a 360, it's filming everything. So you can shoot in front of you and behind you at the same time on a bunch of different locations on the bike. One thing I do a lot, and I'll drop in some other footage here to show you what I'm talking about. A lot of times actually what I do is I will either mount it to the crash bar, or I'll actually even sit on it and extend the pole So the camera is out here getting a really nice low shot forward, a nice low shot back. That's a really nice look. And the other thing about where you mount this camera, if you watch the last couple of videos that I've done, like Zion, Monument Valley, I'm doing a lot of this. I'm mounting it up here. So on my bike, I have a RAM mount that's connected right to my hand controls. So I can just put this arm on and off. And then this puts the camera, when you extend it out here, which gets a really nice scenic view of anybody that's riding in front of me, but also kind of behind me and to the side. So that's really what I think, if you're thinking about why I love the Insta360 X4 the most, is that it's just really, really good for scenery. It's crazy that a camera can be that wide, but also pull the surroundings and the scenery a little bit close to you. It's pretty crazy. It's why I like this the most. It just offers the most flexibility. The downside is that it will take longer to edit. The editing is a bit of a bear, but I think that it's worth it. I've actually started using it a little bit more like talking to camera, because it actually works really well for that, because my GoPro kept quitting on me. And that actually worked really well too. So like I said, this bang for your buck, this is the most versatile camera. One other thing that I like doing with this is that I will mount it off the back here. So you screw it in here, or actually you can stick it into a bag if you want, just however it mounts. And then it sticks off the back, and I extend it, and I'll drop in some footage here from the Zion ride recently. Also, I did this in Canada, and it just gets an amazing, and I actually did this in Monument Valley too, gets an amazing shot kind of above the shoulders, basically like your own personal drone. And then behind you, if your riders can stay close, it's also really, really nice footage of that. So like I said, Insta360, that to me is the most flexible, the best motovlogging camera that there is. You're gonna get the most out of it, is basically why I think that. And I'm not sponsored by them, not sponsored by anybody, I'm just doing this for fun because I like to do it. And I really, really, really like that Insta360, the X4. If you can get an X3 is really good too. The X4 is actually a little bit bigger. So when I have the camera extended a little bit with the X4, it does tend to just bounce a little bit more. The software does a really good job of balancing that. The other really nice thing that I like to do as well is I like to stick it through this vent here. And I would say that's why I'm keeping my X3. The X3 fits through there. The X4 sadly does not. It's just a hair too big. So I will certainly still keep the X3 for that specifically, to mount that shot, because I love that shot looking back. It's a beautiful, beautiful shot, and I'll drop a couple shots of that in here. But yeah, do what you think fits best for you. Like I said, the Pocket is also a really good all-around camera. A lot of people use it for vlogging just like this, especially the 3. The Pocket 2 that I have is really great, but the 3 is amazing. But I just, where it doesn't get scenery very well. It does like really nice riding, rolling shots. Those are beautiful with the Pocket. But again, all around, you can't get any better than the Insta X4. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I appreciate you watching. And it's so nice out today that I'm gonna go ride. I'm gonna go even if it's short, I'm just gonna go ride because it's long overdue. All right, back in the office. I did cue it up at the beginning of this video that I had a little bit of news, or I'm making a big change, and I want to show you what that is. And it really had to do with me chucking the GoPro at the beginning of this video. I've had this GoPro 9 for a long time. It's worked pretty well, but it's run its course. And there are newer GoPros. There's the 13, 12, and I've done quite a bit of research recently. There's a bunch of other cameras out there. A bunch of other YouTubers have done a bunch of videos, and I needed to replace this. The battery, like I said, battery life 30%, it's dead. If it's under 35 degrees, it's dead. It's just not reliable anymore. And it seems like that the overheating, cold weather, it seems like that's a continuing issue with the GoPros. So after doing a bunch of research, I have decided to switch to the Action Pro 5 or Action 5 Pro. I should learn to read. So this is it. This is the Action 5 Pro. This is what I'm going to be using going forward. There's some cool things that I'm just learning. Like one, for instance, the GoPro here has the little tabs. Everybody's favorite, these little tabs that pop out. And you connect those to here, to the mount. And then if you want to take the camera off, you got to unscrew it. The Action 5 has done away with that and just has this clip. So it's an it's a magnet clip, clips right in. There you go. If I want to take the camera off, boom, pops right off. But it clips in there. It's very secure. I got to get a couple more of these for chin mount and for other uses. That's pretty cool. The other features that it has, which also I've switched. I've gone to the DJI mini mics. I've used the big ones, and again, doing a bunch of research, it seems like if you want to save a little bit of money, the mini mics really work really well. So these connect to this super easy, and that's what I used earlier in this video. I filmed this whole thing, except for this section, on this camera with the microphones. And it was super easy to connect those to this. So that's a huge win. That makes it super easy. The rest of it, obviously you have the screen on the front, screen in the back. It's super easy to navigate. I got to play around with the settings, kind of try and figure out, exactly the settings that I want to do. But it was time. I didn't want to go back to the GoPro. Well, I've had GoPros. I don't have any. I think I got rid of them. I think I traded in. I probably had a GoPro 4 was probably the oldest one I had. I've had a 4 through a 9. So it was time. It's time. So here we go. Everything moving forward. I'm using the Action 5 Pro. We'll see how it goes. So thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Got lots of rides coming up, lots of fun videos. It's going to be a good summer. I can't wait.